Fala galera, aqui é Marcelo Folani do Omelete da CCXP. Estou no Rio to See e com Caleeb Pinkett. Man, thank you very much for your time and thanks for coming to Rio.
Well, listen, it's never a bad idea to come to Rio. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful, beautiful city. I love the people, the beaches, the weather. I mean, it's wonderful. It's like a Miami 24/7.
Yeah. And we're here talking about the industry, the film industry, the series industry that's growing and global productions right now, right?
Absolutely.
So what do you know about Brazilian movies and series? Do you know any of them? Have got favorites?
Well, what I'll say is what I got introduced about 4 years ago when I sold the show to Amazon Brazil, and we were developing it for the past 4 years. We haven't gotten it over the hump yet to get it to air, but because of that, I got a wealth of knowledge of not only shows, but Brazilian actors and actresses and writers and producers and directors. So there's a huge industry here that is flourishing and is on its way to really, get to the top of the business. And so I see a lot of places are coming here trying to, get talent, but also make things here. So I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. And we know that the film commissions are always something that helps, right, to get things done. And I'm always pushing people, what do we have to do to bring productions, foreign productions, to Rio to show all the beauties that we have here in Brazil and everything else?
Well, I will say the first thing is always tax incentive.
Yeah.
That's the first thing studios are going to hear. They say, oh, if I shoot it there, how much do I get back, right? So like Atlanta gives 30%, right? It's roughly that. So it's 70 cents on the dollar, essentially. So, I think you can, tax incentives will always help, and also show the skill set of the crews, because that's very important for a director, a producer, anybody coming out. They want to ensure that the crews here can handle the level that they're accustomed to, and of course they can, but they just have to know that. And once they do, then more people will come here, because the thing is also they're like, oh well, I don't know, I love the incentive, but do I have to bring my own crew to make sure it's on the par?
Yeah.
And I think that is a major part of it as well, is showing that.
And well, let's talk about your career. You started as actor, and then you went behind the cameras.
Yes, sir.
When you were acting, you were all the time like looking, oh, what are they doing, and paying attention to that. Did it make it easier to go?
Well, I always loved storytelling. So storytelling has been my thing, and acting is a part of storytelling. And when I was younger, I thought, oh, that's what I wanted to do. But I always wanted to tell stories, and I saw that behind the camera, I had more of the opportunity to do more of that. I never really had the desire to be in front of the camera as much as I enjoyed being behind it and creating.
I see. And for those who don't know, what does a producer do?
You know what?
What doesn't do, right?
A producer does everything and nothing at the same time, okay? Because you're responsible for so much. The finding of the project, developing the project, hiring the writer, hiring the director, getting the actors, getting the studio to buy it, green light it, and then you're on set every day making sure that you stay on budget while you're making sure the actors get what they need, while the director gets what he needs, and managing all fires. It's really like being a high school principal. No, a junior high principal, where you're just dealing with everybody at the same time, trying not to get fired. You know what I mean? So it's that, but it is a beautiful job when you get to do it. One studio studio head told me one time, it's a thankless position. And that's really true, because you do all that work and nobody cares. The director gets all the credit, the star actor gets all the credit, the writer gets all the credit, and the producer is just like, oh yeah, thanks guy. You know what I mean? Anybody can do what you do. It's that idea. And it's just, it's so not true.
But sounds fun. How many scripts do you read per year or per month?
Oh gosh, it varies, because sometimes you'll get submitted 30 scripts. You're not reading all of those. You have people that work for you that will sift through and read and kind of let you know, read these. You know what I mean? Because there's only 24 hours in the day. If you have a family, you got to dedicate at minimum at least 6 to 8 hours for them. You know what I mean? So that only leaves a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So you have to So you want to make sure you're doing your time correctly and reading right. But I would say anywhere between on a weekend 3 to 5 easily.
Oh man.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
a lot. It's a lot. And what are the things that you look for when you read the script? What?
I would say the first thing I'm looking for is emotional connection, like the thing that grabs you emotionally, the thing that makes you feel. Because as humans, we're not intellectual creatures; we're emotional creatures. So the things that grab us and make us feel is what I'm looking for first. Because if you have that, we can fix a lot of the errors of technicality with your script, but you can never fix not feeling, no emotion. That it's a dead script. So that's the first thing I always look for.
Okay. And we came from a scenario of 150 under 20 productions per year, and last year we had like north to 600. It's a lot. This came after the golden era of the TV. Everyone was talking about it. Is it the end of golden era with all these productions? We don't have just good things. We have bad things at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is this number still good?
Well, I think it would probably come down a little because everybody was overbuying during the pandemic because nobody knew how long it was going to be and what they were going to have, so they wanted to make sure they had enough. Now there's more than enough. So now they can scale back and really pick the projects that are the best, the cream of the crop. So I don't think it will slow down. I don't think it'll be 600, but I don't think it will drop significantly.
I see. One thing is that I dreamed during the pandemics. I was dreaming that all the writers are right now just being creative because that's what they had to do. There was nothing else to be done at that time, and I was dreaming that right now we would at the beginning of seeing very creative scripts being made. Did you feel that? Are you receiving more?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think during the pandemic, a lot of people were very creative because, like you said, there was nothing they can do. Some people said they couldn't create because they felt like they weren't connected, but a lot did. And I think that that's what's been a resurgence in the business where there's so many different projects, so many different ideas, so many different worlds that people created because they had over a year and a half to just sit and think without being bothered or pulled in any other direction. And I think it did a lot for the business creatively.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Cobra Kai. It started on YouTube.
Yes.
And then you went to Netflix. And what is the difference when you arrived at Netflix? Like, you got more emails, more people coming, and how was the growth?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it went exponential because Netflix was such a bigger platform than YouTube Red. But we cut our teeth, as we say, in YouTube Red, and we got a rock solid fan base that followed us to Netflix. It's the reason why the show was able to work at Netflix, because our people came over and was like, this show is great, you got to watch it. It made the numbers go up. And then when other people started watching it, it just skyrocketed. So it was wonderful.
And how was to get Ralph and went to reprise the roles?
Well, it was great, and Ralph is wonderful. And I tell you, he was super protective of the Daniel LaRusso character, and he wanted to make sure that the show was great and that it was going to be something that honored the franchise, not bastardize it. And once he saw that, the guys, John, Josh, and Hayden, shout out to the showrunners, he knew that he was in good hands, and the rest is history.
I see. And how was to bring the new cast, like Sholo? What he's doing, like, dude, he's amazing.
Absolutely, he's a star now. You know what I mean? He's doing commercials with his hair wet, doing this now. You know what I mean? Like,
and he was like this skinny.
Yeah, and it's just great to see the growth. There's so many of those young kids are now young adults, and they've grown up on these roles, and now they're getting opportunities to grow their career as actors and further it. And I'm just happy to have been a part of helping them get their launch.
And are you involved in the new movie that they're making?
No. We're not. Sony owns the
franchise?
property. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're revising it and doing their own thing, as they should. I mean, congrats, because Cobra Kai was so successful that the Karate Kid franchise is still alive.
Hell
so
yeah.
they are definitely doing their thing, and shout out to Sony for that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, just to finish, what do you have in the future? What
Well,
are the
you know what?
future projects?
We have a few projects that I got coming that I'm really excited about. I can't go into detail because you're not supposed to, but
No,
just know.
let's not jinx it.
That's right. There's things that are coming, but I'm definitely not stopping. I'm taking more of a creative control and things of what I love to do. So we'll see what happens.
Ok. Thank you very much. Valeu, galera. Obrigadão.